Ladies and gentlemen from Cincinnati, good evening. I hope everyone's having a good time in the convention, but don't you get all tired now because we got more good times coming your way. We're calling this game straight from the Silver State Stadium here in Las Vegas as the Fury will host the LA Lycans. Welcome back to week 1 of season 21 of the SFL Simulation Football League. This season is a new chapter for the league and a new chapter for all teams. And funnily enough, both teams are looking to start a new chapter of success after both missed the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. My name is Mark Lopez. I will be your play-by-play host. My analyst is the ever-intelligent, ever-charming Jacob Clear, and running the show is the great commissioner Cameron Irvine. Jacob, how are you doing? And talk to me about this game.
G'day Mark, g'day convention. It's the second time I'm coming to you this weekend, and we're nearing the end of our slate of games in week 1, but this is a really good way to sort of ease into the back end of our convention. Two teams that were a little bit disappointing last season in different ways. Vegas were on a red hot streak leading into the back end of the season and then fell off, and Los Angeles have had a couple of poor seasons back to back after their playoff bursts. We'll see what happens tonight, Mark.
We shall see indeed as this game is kicked off and we shall start. Folks, it is a hot summer day in Las Vegas, but none hotter than the players on the field. First and 10, Lycans will have the ball and will start in about their 25-yard line. As you mentioned, both teams having so-so seasons, and season 20 a little bit disappointing in terms of results. And you pointed out both teams will look to improve that this season. Here come the Lycans, the first play of the new season in I formation. Taking their time here with the play, 10 seconds left in the play clock as one of the receivers moves in motion, goes from right to left. 6 seconds in the play clock. Handoff goes to Logan Jack, and that's the first play of the game. Goes for 3 yards. Logan Jack, star halfback. Here, we shall introduce it to the Lycans offense. Quarterback, Sully Richardson. We just saw the star halfback, Logan Jack. Fullback, Tommy Rahman, former tight end. Terrence Wary, the new wide receiver. Darius Anig was the rookie wide receiver. LZ Pryor, Chris Lee are the other wide receivers. Tight ends are Jack Flesh and Jimmy Foster. Their O-lines are Bob Dunham, Janae Nicole, Vladimir Dunham, and Christy Swifty. As boy, Tommy Rahman, the fullback. What a stiff arm. His run to the right goes for huge gains. Jacob, what a play.
Yeah, it was incredible by Tommy Rahman, and you would have thought that that would have been Logan Jack receiving the pass in the backfield, but this is something you're going to see a lot of in this game. Fullbacks are really good in terms of that outside route where they get into open space. You see that stiff arm. That's something that a lot of fullbacks are going to be really good at in this game, and it's a real threat that each team can have, and you see there LA utilizing it well. Sully Richardson using his safe option, and what a downfield play. That flips the field. They're inside Vegas territory.
Absolutely, and Tommy Rahman, no stranger to the passing game, former tight end for the Lycans. He moved to the fullback this season. Here comes Richardson. Will look to pass. He throws a short pass to his left. That is a 1-yard completion. It is 2nd and 9.
That was good read coverage there by the linebacker, just pushing across and making the stop before he could get far. Twice they've stopped Logan Jack on his early touches.
Well, they will go for 2nd and 9 as Sully Richardson will once again look to pass. Looks to pass down the middle, but the defender was there to deflect the ball. That is good defense by Las Vegas, as I believe that was number 50 on that deflection, John Osiris.
It could work again. Second time he was involved, and sets up a 3rd and long here. Richardson's got to be more careful with the ball.
Richardson has few wide receivers to the left with Logan Jack in the backfield. One of the receivers moves motion to sit slot on the right. 10 seconds left in the play clock. Here comes Richardson. Will look to pass. Looking to pass deep. He throws the ball and that was in the arms of the receiver, but great defensive play as number 37, Max Jackson, jars the ball loose.
That's what he does, and in the defensive backfield, Max Jackson forces the hit there. Receiver couldn't quite hang on to it. He'll be disappointed, and LA in general will be disappointed after that huge play by Tommy Rahman early in the draft. They forced to punt this one away, and Vegas will get the ball.
And the first punt for the team this season will be fair caught by Las Vegas. They will start in about their 15-yard line, and what a start defensively by LA. And we talk about how LA, in terms of last season as well, one of their, I guess, silver linings, despite their struggles all around, is how their defense yards allowed per game, third best last season. We'll see how better they fare this season as their defense struts out onto the field. Las Vegas offense, now their turn out on the field. First play in the game in their 14-yard line. 5 seconds left in the play clock. Both teams taking their time on each play. With barely any time left in the play clock, that pass down the middle. They're trying to catch LA off guard, but no, jarred loose as that falls incomplete. Intended target was number 81 tight end John Blades.
You're looking for one of the tight ends there out of the A set that couldn't quite make the completion. Vegas will look to get him involved as best they can. He was a little underused last season.
John Blades, the 11-season veteran, all 11 seasons with Las Vegas. Here comes the handoff as, ooh, what a play. Oh my, what a huge run. That is Hubba Kimbrell, the third season player, halfback with Las Vegas. What a play by him and Jacob. We can talk about this throughout the game. Hubba Kimbrell never had much of the workload all season, last season, and now will take that workload as he becomes the #1 rushing option for Las Vegas.
Well, he's the only one on their depth chart, but that was a terrific run to the outside edge, and he's a power rusher, so he's going to make those outside tackle-busting moves, and that time he got free, makes the play, and Vegas get moving.
One of the biggest halfbacks in the league at 6'2", 250. He has heft in him. He is now in the I formation as he will not get the handoff inside. It's a pass play. He gets a swing pass. Hubba Kimbrell, good play by him. He will pick up 3 yards as he is tackled after a 3-yard gain by the backfield Ryan Yosef, the safety. So now it's 2nd and 7 at about the 48-yard line of the Lycans. Again in I formation. Another handoff to Kimbrell. Kimbrell breaks one tackle at the line of scrimmage, turns nothing into something. It is 3rd and 4.
Yeah, they're definitely happy to run against this LA defense, trying to test what they're going to give them. And it's afternoon, but that's a good read. LA can force a stop here.
And here they go. We'll see if they can stop Switch Thumper in 3rd and 4. We'll look to pass, throws to the left side, and LA will get the stop as that, although a completion is not good for a first down. And the Las Vegas offense, similar to the LA offense, will sputter out into a punt. Here is the punting unit of Las Vegas. Switch Thumper 0 for 2 or 1 for 2 in that drive, resulting in a punt. And LA will get the ball back after that punt. It is 1st and 10. The game is still scoreless after about 4 minutes of play. Jacob, what do you want to see? Do you want to see something else with LA different from their first drive?
Look where they spot the ball, Mark. They're at the 1.
Oh, goodness me. I thought that fell for a touchback, but yeah, that's an amazing start.
Yeah, I did too.
I mean, amazing for the defense of Las Vegas. And LA will have to hand this off. And boy, he got out of the 1-yard line, picks up 3 yards as Logan Jack gets almost tackled at the line of scrimmage. And similar to him, he makes something out of nothing. So 2nd and 7, the 3-yard gain. They are still at their 4-yard line, so still in the shadow of their end zone. They got to be careful here. LA quickly will start the play, and the handoff goes nowhere. It is a 0-yard gain and good stout defense down the middle.
Great start for John Osiris in the linebacking court. It's the third time we've called his name. He's really making an impact both in the pass and run defensive columns. This is an interesting play, see what they call here.
Well, under center is Sully Richardson, but Sully Richardson will give the ball to Logan Jack. Logan Jack looked to try to get the first down, but could not get it stopped with 2 yards to go. And great tackling by number 33, Mike Jones.
And Mike Jones getting there on a stop, his first season with the Fury, crossing over from SFL London, I believe. And LA are going to punt this one away, and Vegas are going to have ideal field position here for the second drive.
Looks like that will be the case, as this fair catch will in fact be in about the 42-yard line of LA. That is where they will start, and that is where their offense will come out. We shall introduce you to the offense of Las Vegas Fury. Quarterback and star rookie Switch Thumper is the one starting. Or sorry, not him. He's not the one starting today. It's Eric Price starting today. Halfbacks are Hubba Kimbrell, fullback Brad Taylor Wright. We shall resume the introduction after this play concludes. 10 seconds left in the play clock. Handoff will be given to Hubba Kimbrell. Hubba Kimbrell powers forward for about a 9-yard gain. Here's the rest of the offense of Las Vegas. The wide receiver core: Barney Burdner, Jacob Morrison, Alice Itera, Mason Kirby, Doug Britton, and Prince Wander. That is a stacked receiving core. Tight end Ron O'McDonough and John Blades. And your O-line people are Sam Jager and Ova Yanda. 2nd and inches. This is definitely going to be a handoff. At least that's what LA is thinking, and that's what Las Vegas is formed in. I formation. Here comes the handoff, and Hubba Kimbrell powers forward. It has been Hubba Kimbrell all night, Jacob.
Yeah, he's making a real presence, and you know, we talk about what Las Vegas were able to do last season. It was Eric Price that could have set the league on fire in that opening sort of 6 weeks, and then it fell apart towards the back end. But if they can get him involved and working earlier this season, it's going to take a lot of the pressure off of Eric Price to perhaps come through later in the season. He's had a really good start.
An amazing start by Hubba Kimbrell. And here comes the next play. A toss to Hubba Kimbrell. Toss to him in the backfield, and he picks up 6 yards. So showing off all the different kinds of play that you can insert Hubba Kimbrell. You pointed out about Eric Price last season, about his impressive first half. After the end of the season, finished with the most sacks and second most interceptions, but with the run game, a lot of that can be prevented. Here's another I formation. In a 2nd down and another handoff and another first down. So if you want to talk about a first down machine, Jacob, it is so far Hubba Kimbrell.
Yeah, he got a really good block by the left tackle on that previous run, and then this time gets a good block from his fullback going forward and doesn't quite get the first. I thought he was unlucky not to get it, but you would assume, I mean, the way he's playing, this seems like an easy first down for him.
His fullback, Brad Taylor Wright, also a pickup from the minor league, played for Annapolis. And another toss to Hubba Kimbrell. And Hubba Kimbrell, I mean, he has been powering through many defenders all evening. Took the might of 2 Lycan defenders to bring him down.
Yeah, he saved him again that time. The fullback, Taylor Wright, almost got put in the blender there, Hubba Kimbrell, but managed to get through that first defender who rushed through and gets the first down.
Here comes the offset eye. Both Kimbrell and Taylor Wright in the backfield. Motion by the tight end. John Blades moving to the left side of the formation. Here comes another handoff, but this time a lot of traffic in the middle, and Kimbrell did not have time to make that play turn into something. In fact, it was a loss. 2nd and goal, Las Vegas. So 2nd and goal, they are just 9 yards away. They were 7 yards away. Now they're 9 yards away from the end zone. And now Eric Price will look to pass. Now Eric Price throws. That is a catch. His 2nd catch of the evening. It is still 3rd and goal. It's not a touchdown, but that is much more manageable as Mason Kirby picks his first catch of the season.
Yeah, it's okay. It was the first play was a little bit telegraphed there, where they ran it up the middle. The Lycans are going to kind of lock up that middle here, so we'll see if they can try and spin it to the outside, and Price can get a throw here.
It's the first spread offense by Las Vegas this evening. And Eric Price, we looked at the corner, and that is defended, deflected, and intercepted. LA take it all the way back after Las Vegas marches down the field.
Well, I mean, look, they had that punt earlier that sort of set them up in that position that they were in, but unfortunately Ryan Joseph was there, a veteran presence in this defensive backfield. And LA get the ball back. That's a result for them. They save, having to give up 3 points even. But just too much traffic in that area there for Kirby to reel it in. Great defense by the Lycans. They get the ball back on their 20.
Absolutely great defense leading to their offense back in the field. As here comes Sully Richardson looking to throw, and that is incomplete. I felt like that was a little underthrown just at the foot of his receiver.
Aussie Pryor ended up playing tunnel ball with that one. Just looked like she threw it between her legs as it crossed over the line, but we'll keep going. And Sully yet to really get any momentum leading into the start of the game here.
And so far, we'll see what else they can muster out of this offense as they come out in offset eye, 2 receivers on the right. The handoff. Oh, it's not a handoff. Oh, it's a pass that bobbled off. We don't know who the intended target was, but the fall just falls to the ground.
Yeah, Richardson again a little bit panicked there. I mean, he's a veteran, if anyone is, and that time just didn't quite give himself enough time to try and let that play develop. His offensive line kind of gave up on the play, so they draw up here on 3rd down.
So 3rd down and 10. Still 0 gain in this drive. Richardson tries to throw deep, but not deep enough, as only a 9-yard gain will put them at 4th and 1, and another LA punt.
Yeah, tough defense by the Fury. They really didn't give them any room to move there, and unfortunately it's ended in a pretty quick end to that drive there for the Lycans. Neither offense is really doing their defense any favors.
And for LA, seems like a lot of, similar flavors to the previous season, where they ended up being one of the worst in 3rd down conversions, converting only 45% of conversions all season long in season 20. And that seems to be a very similar case this evening, Jacob, as Las Vegas, their offense comes back in the field, and that turnover earlier, they look to erase that from the track sheet. I formation. Might this be another handoff? You shall see. 10 seconds in the play clock. No, it's a toss, not a handoff, but a run play nonetheless. It's a 0-yard gain thanks to the great tackling of LA.
It's going to be a defensive game, Mark. At least this first quarter indicates as such. That this time Hubba Kimbrell blown up, and perhaps LA have kind of woken up to the fact that Vegas are going to run the ball a fair bit.
Oh, Eric Price, despite the pressure, throws and makes the connection, and what a play! Eric Price earlier, not deterred by his interception, throws to John Blades, and John Blades, the tight end, makes the play for a huge catch. Look at this, despite his 38.2 quarterback rating, Eric Price makes the play, and John Blades completes it. So after that incredible play, they will set up shop in the 39 yards of LA. Here come Price. After this huge play, he looks to throw to the right. That's a completion. That's a completion for many yards. It's about a 15-yard play. And who else but Hubba Kimbrell?
Yeah, again, the swing pass really hurting both sides this afternoon, and that was just a nice simple route there by Hubba Kimbrell to get to the outside. The linebacker pushed inside to try and pressure the quarterback, and that left him open. Gets a comfortable 1st down with change and pushes Vegas forward. This is a good start.
as a good start, as their previous drive was a pretty good drive as well, only marred by that interception. So now 1st and 10 in almost the red zone of LA. Here comes Price. Price with 9 seconds left in the play clock. Price will toss it back to Hubba Kimbrell, and Hubba Kimbrell gets a nice block. Can he make the use of it? He does. Picks up 2 more yards after the block, and what a play by Kimbrell, as always.
Yeah, again, they use him on the outside, but this is why, because he's just got an ability to break through that first defender. That time, really, they didn't get a proper tackle on him, and gets a comfortable 8 yards and makes this second down a pretty comfortable one.
Sam Jaeger, credit, as he was the first block in the first level, sprung Kimbrell forward. Here comes another handoff to Hubba Kimbrell, and Hubba Kimbrell has room on the side. He has room, and he makes use of that to get the first down. It is now 1st and goal. We're back here again, Jacob.
Yeah, that looked comfortable for Hubba Kimbrell. Just put the foot down, set it forward, got around one of the defenders. Perhaps could have kept going, but good result for Vegas. They keep pushing forward here, back into the red zone.
That is the end of the first quarter. It is scoreless, but all momentum is with Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you are enjoying the convention. We are enjoying a defensive battle here, but Las Vegas looking to be the first to push through to put points on the board. And here we go in the second quarter. Taking his time, here comes another handoff, unsurprisingly, to Hubba Kimbrell. Picks up about 2 yards, and it is now 2nd and goal.
Yeah, we'll see if they change this drive, because this was what they did last time. They hit it up the middle, then tried to pass it to the outside twice, and it didn't work. This time they're going to go back to another running set.
And it looks like it, as the I formation will indeed become a handoff. Can Kimbrell get to the end zone? Pretty close. Kimbrell could smell a touchdown there, but the defense ran up to him, and it's 3rd and goal.
I think he's got a taste for it at the moment. I believe they'll go back to him here on 3rd and goal, as only needs a yard and a couple of inches.
It is the exact same formation as before, previous play. Yeah, formation with the Hubba Kimbrell getting the touch, and Hubba Kimbrell wide open. They just parted the seas for him. A lot of defenders went to the side and missed on the blitz, and Hubba Kimbrell gets points on the board.
Walks in untouched. The offensive line created a really good chasm for him to walk straight into, and dives into the end zone for a bit of theatrics. And Vegas, they probably deserved to be on the board first. Their defense got the takeaway. The offense got the takeaway rather last time they were in the red zone. This time they convert, and the Lycans fall behind early.
So an incredible drive, capped off by an incredible play by, so far, the most incredible player on the field, Hubba Kimbrell, and this extra point is good. So now, in a flip, after not necessarily an uneventful first quarter, but after a scoreless first quarter, quickly it's 0-7, and LA will look to return on the field with their offense. Their offense has been the underachiever so far this afternoon. Here comes the kickoff from Las Vegas. LA, the returner will catch the ball. It will be brought up all the way to about the 29. That is where LA will start. That is a pretty good start, all things considered. And yeah, I agree. You mentioned about Las Vegas changing what they did in the end zone. They did, and it proved successful. And we'll see if LA will do something similar of the sort.
In that first quarter was definitely eventful. It was just good defense by either side. Both teams showed some spark in offense, but were shut down, and that sort of will open up the game a bit.
So LA 1st and 10. They too will look to open up their game, as here comes the receiver in motion. 8 seconds left in the play clock. This is the offside I formation. The handoff. Here comes the handoff going to, that's a solid play, as Logan Jack picks up about 6 yards for LA, and 2nd and 4.
Yeah, he's trying to get something going, Logan Jack. He was one of the higher paid tailbacks in the league over the off-season. He really needs to get moving for the Lycans. That's a good start, though. Keep it moving.
And Logan Jack is in the I formation. He will get the handoff once again. Logan Jack will get tackled by the ankles. No, he breaks the tackle before being tackled by the second defender after about 11, 12 years again. And now Logan Jack looking to carry the team on his back.
That's the run he needed. That's going to give him a ton of confidence moving into the rest of this game. Just at least the next few possessions where he bounces to the outside the time and just sheds a tackle that he probably had no right to. Great run by Logan Jack, and that gives LA a little bit of momentum that they so desperately needed.
Momentum is what they definitely need, as they will start near the midfield. The handoff to Logan Jack will net them 2 yards. So down the middle, Las Vegas is still stout defensively.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough. I mean, you've got some real stars on this LA offense here with Richardson at the helm. We'll see a spread package here. They could do anything here.
And despite of being able to do anything, it is still a handoff to Logan Jack, but kind of successful nonetheless. He picks up 6 yards. It's 3rd and 2 now.
He's seeing now they were just kind of waiting for him to get that first momentous carry, and now they're going to really lock in and use him. He'll be used again here on 3rd down.
So here comes the play out of the offset eye, turns into a pass to Sully. Richardson tries to find his receiver, intended to throw to Jack Flash, and Jack Flash was not there for the catch because he was injured. Uh-oh, not like this. This is not what LA wanted to see.
Yeah, and this is a big loss as well if he has to miss the rest of the game, because he's the key tight end on this depth chart, has been for quite some time, and he was open, needed a better pass, but perhaps he suffered something in midway through the route that forced him out of his spot. Who knows? But it's a disappointing end for LA. They were just starting to find that momentum.
That instead will turn into a punt, what could have been a nice catch. And that'll make Las Vegas start in their 15. That was a very curious injury indeed, as another injured player. Oh, 2 back-to-back plays, and we have back-to-back injured players. I think, Jacob, these players in the league need to drink more milk or eat more bananas or something, because this is not the first time I've seen plenty of injured players in the game, as the preseason games have proved similar.
Yeah, right, and the rookie, Andre Tucker as well, bowing out of the game, at least temporarily. We'll see how Vegas respond.
So now both teams with 1 player out, but Las Vegas with points on the board, carrying a 7-0 lead. Will take their time to display. We'll hand it off to Hubba Kimbrell. Hubba Kimbrell picks up 5 yards. And yeah, solid running from him all afternoon. I'm not surprised why they won't just go back to him every time. So 2nd and 5, you see there his yards already eclipsing the century mark. And despite that, he will get the handoff once again. Hubba Kimbrell, this time tackled behind the line of scrimmage, will lose 1 yard. It turns to 3rd and 7. And Las Vegas, probably one of the few times they've had 3rd and medium possessions. 3rd and 7. They are in their about 18-yard line. There's 6.5 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Here comes Price. Price looking to pass. Price will run it instead. Will Price get there? No! He tried to slide underneath the defender. Tried to get the 1st down, and Jacob instead, the defender. That was number 52, Garrett Hudson, makes a key tackle.
I think LA are committing now defensively to getting multiple players around the ball when Hubba Kimbrell gets it, to make sure he can't break through that first defender. That time they did it twice and they get the result. LA will get the ball back here. Good work by the defense.
Good work, absolutely agreed. The defense stepping up on that drive following bit of a lackluster showing by the offense, or not necessarily lackluster, an unfortunate showing after that injury. Sully Richardson gonna come back out on the field. One of the storylines after the draft for LA, at least, is their first round pickup, Janae Nicole. Their 4th overall pick, they pick up a tackle. So a key position that they determined at the offseason. We'll see how much protection she can provide for both the run game and the pass game. LA will start with a handoff to Logan Jack. Logan Jack will pick up 3 yards. An okay run from him. It is 2nd and 7.
Yeah, they'll keep pressing it with him. I think they've seen that Hubbard Kimbrell has been making it happen for Vegas, and they know he can do it. He's a talented player. They'll keep trying to push the issue with him.
Logan Jack did have the 2nd most carries last season. He'll get another carry, but could only pick up about 2 yards. They award him 2 yards. It makes it 3rd and 5.
That was a good read by the linebacker who met him at the first touch. I mean, he couldn't pull off the play, but it sent Logan Jack off balance and meant that the corner Merrick Itera could bring him down. They'll bring out a spread on 3rd down.
And with 3 wide receivers out on the field, Richardson will look to pass. Richardson changes his position, and another deep pass unconverted because there was at least one defender there to make the play.
You're just wondering when the team is, when the next team is going to kind of string something together. I mean, Vegas have shown they can do it. This time it wasn't quite as successful for LA, and it's just going back and forth here. Both defenses have really kind of stepped up in this 2nd quarter.
Sully Richardson last season didn't have that much of an impressive, or at least to his standards, performance. Not a lot of yards, not a lot of completions, 67% completion rate, but you know, it's the first.
Is there another injury?
Another one. Golly. Gee, what?
These poor
That's
trainers.
absurd. I mean, those infirmaries, those clinics will be full of players by the end of this game, Jacob.
I know, the physios are going to be overworked in the coming weeks if these are long-term injuries. That was another LA Lycan going down.
All right, so now we have 2 LA Lycans players off the field, and the more, at least, you know, the more players you lose, the more your playbook starts to shake up. Here comes the Las Vegas handoff to Hubba Kimbrell. He will pick up 4. I mean, with all the injuries, you're thinking, at least Las Vegas is thanking the gods that Hubba Kimbrell, throughout all those impacts, is still up and running.
Still, he's eclipsed 100 yards, man. That's very impressive. And you wouldn't have thought it just given the way he's running, but I think that's the volume of touches that have kind of seen him get to that point.
Oh, he does get tackled after only a 2-yard down, but I think it's the defender who had the worst of that impact, and it's 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and again, LA just kind of pushing the area in the inside there. They know that he's very capable as an inside rusher, forces them into a 3rd and medium.
So the defense even shifting to react to the motion offense as Price is under center, taking his time. Price will step back. Price taking his time, will throw deep, and that pass is caught. Oh, that pass is caught. He's got the speed. Will he get there? 30, 20, 10 yards. 4 men trying to get to him. 0 will catch him, and he puts 6 on the board.
A great call, Mark, and an incredible run after the catch. It was a pass that just kind of got overread by one of the defensive backs for LA, and he had too much closing speed, or rather breakaway speed, just to get away, and 3 defenders in pursuit couldn't quite keep up, and that's a great result for Vegas. They push it out to 2 scores, and really their defense has kind of been locked in since the start of the game. I mean, that could be huge, Mark. I at the moment, I don't see LA being able to come back from 2 scores down the way their offense is going, and Vegas has really been closing in on the defensive side of the ball. The home team up by 2 scores.
Yeah, incredible drive. That is one incredible play that turns the tide in this game. That was Jacob Morrison, one of 3 rookie wide receivers that Las Vegas procured in the draft. All of them played in the minor league as Jacob Morrison, already showing dividends from his pickup. What a play by him, and that clip of him running in front of 4 other defenders. We got to look into his history. This guy must be a track star or something, as now LA will find themselves back in their 31-yard line after that kickoff. And Jacob, the Las Vegas offense, the run or that catch was impeccable.
Well, what a moment for Morrison. I mean, he was a day 2 pickup, so it just shows what sort of flexibility Vegas have on offense with these receivers, where they were able to kind of pick up a back-end wide receiver with a ton of speed off the catch. And we'll see what LA respond with here. They're potentially going to go aggressive as the quarter closes out.
That is true. With 3 minutes 44 seconds left in the quarter, they will look to try to put a dent in this lead. Richardson will step back, look to pass. Kind of a sidearm pass, but his receiver was not even looking at the ball, as LZ Pryor could not make the catch. 2 defenders there for the coverage.
Yeah, you're right. They look really disjointed at the moment, LA, whether it be Sully just not getting the pass right or his receivers not quite being in the right spot for the catch to be made. And they're going to try and keep passing it here. They know they've got the weapons in the receiving core, but Sully needs to start connecting.
Here comes Sully, another pass play. That pass is deflected on the line, and what a play by the defensive line unit. That was Anthony Stover. First pass deflection for him for this season, and another defensive play by Las Vegas.
Second season for Stover, and again, it was just Richardson trying to force it, and his pass not quite being there. They bring out a bunch. Triple to the bottom of your screen.
That triple might be where this ball will go. We'll see where Richardson throws. He takes his time, throws deep, and oh no, he's tried so many times, Jacob, and so many times it's not worked out for LA.
Yeah, once again, that was the story of pretty much their whole game whenever they've tried to pass in that one drive. 2 passes where Sully Richardson got it in the right spot and the receiver was unable to bring it in, and another pass where Richardson didn't quite get it right, and we'll see them punt it away. It's been a disappointing half for LA's offense.
Absolutely. And the counter, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Las Vegas themselves have flipped the switch. This Las Vegas Heat perhaps playing in their favor, as LA looking already wary in the first half with about 1.5 minutes left in the first half. Thank you everyone for joining us in this convention. Everyone else watching online, hello as well. Welcome to this game. It is 0 LA, Las Vegas 14 with 3. Did I say 1.5? I meant 3.5 minutes left in the first half. As Las Vegas is back on the field again, it seems like they're just here forever. I formation. Price will hand the ball off to Kimbrel. Kimbrel will get stopped after a 1-yard gain. So Kimbrel had a good start in the first and second quarter, and now the defense might be seeming to figure out Kimbrel's game. Wow, 19 carries, 102 yards in the afternoon. So here we go with 20 seconds of play clock, 2nd and 9. Another toss to Kimbrel. Oh, Kimbrel tried to stiff arm a defender, but that was 2 defenders that he needed to get away from, and he gets tackled after a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, Mike Scott there on the defensive play, and they're really giving Kimbrel no room at the moment. They're locking into the run, hence why Eric Price kind of got the deep pass on that last drive that resulted in the score. Be on the lookout for Morrison again here.
You can see none of the defensive backs on the screen kind of prepare for another long pass. It is going to be a passing play as Price throws deep, but that's caught anyway. The defenders were ready, but they were not ready on how amazing this Las Vegas receiving core. Jacob Morrison again with a huge play.
There he is, Mark, right on cue. Another deep pass going his way. He eclipses 100 yards. Although, granted, that was buoyed by that touchdown by Part. But Price clearly already forming a connection with this young man on his first game. I mean, a really good start with the 2-minute warning.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the 2-minute warning of this game. LA versus Las Vegas. Las Vegas with the 14-0 lead. They are playing at home and they are looking to make the home fans happy. And yet, to your point, the connection between Price to Morrison in 2 plays netting over 100 yards between them alone. Another toss play to a very wide open on the side. Kimbrel, there was just no defender on that side of the field, Jacob.
Yeah, they just let up the chase a little bit there with their rushing defense, and there was only one blocker out there that was necessary for Kimbrel to get the first down. LA look like they're a wide open gate at the moment. It's not looking good, and you know, if they score again here, Vegas, it's almost good night to Fox in this second half. They desperately need to regroup in the halftime sheds.
Absolutely, and defense really wanting a turnover perhaps, because this is already within field goal region. Boy, what a play by the linebacker getting to the backfield. That was a toss play meant for Kimbrel, but as soon as he caught the ball, he also caught the defender's shoulder. Wow.
Well, tell you what, he's lucky he did catch it, because that could have been taken away, fumbled, and you know what, like, the defense could have easily taken that away in a vulnerable space.
That was Garrett Hudson with an incredible tackle. And another blind scrimmage play. No, Kimbrel! Kimbrel breaks 2 tackles. Kimbrel will not break the 3rd tackle. He gets pushed out of bounds, but Kimbrel could have been tackled for a 5-yard loss. Instead, gets approximately 9 yards on the play.
How did he do that? I mean, you thought for sure that was going to get blown up in the backfield, and then he breaks 2 tackles to the outside and gets 12 out of it. I mean, it started off looking like he was going to lose another 5, and then ends up getting plus 12. Hubba Kimbrel has been a star in the opening half.
So last season, he totaled 68 yards throughout the season as the second halfback. He already has almost double that in this game alone. He has turned up his game this season, and and 3rd and short, Hubba Kimbrel could not convert, a rare sight for this Las Vegas team. Nonetheless, they are in field position, and perhaps this might be the last and final scores or points being put on the board before the first half ends. We'll see the 31-yard attempt. First field goal ever of the season. 13 seconds left in the play clock. They're really taking this time on this field goal. 7 seconds left. Here's the snap, here's the kick, and the kick. That looks good to me, and that will be 3 more points for Las Vegas. And look at this drive. 8 plays, 51 yards. A lot of that was Morrison, and a lot of that was Kimbrel, capped off by 3 points by this field goal.
Yeah, Matt Rage slotting the 3-pointer, and Vegas go up by 3 scores, and it's looking comfortable for them at the moment. They're just looking assured in offense now, and I think that big touchdown by Jacob Morrison just kind of set the precedent for the rest of the game here, where Vegas is just going to look confident every time they get the ball.
So LA back again on the 30-yard line. So ball on 30, 1st and 10, 42 seconds left. They have all 3 of their timeouts. LA will look to put out some yards and potentially points with 42 seconds left. We'll see what they do in this offset eye. But Richardson will look to pass. Richardson, it's another interception by Richardson. And the end of the half that should have been played safely and went into the halftime instead gives Las Vegas another opportunity for points, Jacob.
Yeah, Richardson just throwing it in hope, but Merrick Artera just coming through and saying thank you very much. I'll take that off you, and it's a disappointing result. And unfortunately for LA, it is essentially, I mean, they're on the 36. This is essentially a gift extra score for Vegas before the half breaks out.
That is true. I mean, either you just secure your 17 points, but look at where you are and look at what they do. They make another play and they set themselves up to be good for a good chance for any kind of points.
Yeah, I don't like this word usually, but very soft in the middle there defensively by the Lycans, just letting John Blades run through. He had his worst ever statistical season last season. I didn't even crack 400 yards to tight end. Tonight he's been very impressive, 3 catches of 4 targets.
And Price will look to pass once again. Oh, that play or the ball was deflected, intended for Doug Britton, and could have been picked off as the ball bounced high up in the air. Las Vegas lucky that did not turn into a turnover.
Well, Ryan Yosef's already got one today. I mean, you've got to want that. I mean, he had plenty of time to know where the ball was and didn't really dive for it or anything. You've got to kind of put the effort in on that play. LA just don't really seem interested at the moment.
So we got 4 wide receivers out on the field, 2nd and 10 with 28 seconds in the half. Price will pass. Price will complete. And, oh, good job walking out of bounds as Mason Kirby gives the team 24 seconds to convert and 4 yards to the goal line.
And Price hitting Kirby again on the outside, and LA are just playing frustrated defense there. They left him open. The corner just sort of left that protection there. That's really poor coverage, Mark. I mean, you're a free safety. If your corners are doing that, man, I'm assuming there's a veteran presence on your defense. There's going to be some strong words in the sheds.
That's the kind of play as a corner where you end your block in hopes that you have someone covering your back, but no one was there fast enough to stop the play. Now we see themselves at 1st and goal, 3 yards to go. Richardson will look to pass. Sorry, Price will look to pass, but Price took too much time, and that will bring him down. That will use up another timeout by Las Vegas. I got one more timeout with about 10 seconds left to go and 3 yards to go. I mean, with only 1 timeout left, we'll see if they can get a touchdown here. So here we go. That actually lost yards for them as that was a sack. And 2nd and goal. The pass is thrown, and the pass is good. Another touchdown, and Las Vegas is just running away with it.
Yeah, this is getting ugly here at home for Vegas, and it's another great pass by Eric Price into the end zone. LA just kind of collapsed there again. Finds a good catch in the end zone, and they just keep pushing forward. This has been an ideal first half for the home team, and LA really need this halftime break to come so they can try and regroup and essentially go into their heavy passing offense to try and recoup the lead.
Yeah, and this, remember, is that this drive came off of an interception, so really that is defense turning into offense for Las Vegas. It almost seems like this is the 2nd time a similar situation has happened. The previous one where the interception did not turn to almost points for them. But yeah, it's just defense turning to offense. To your point, Doug Britton was the one on the receiver making the touchdown and just spreading the love. Eric Price is doing everything in the passing game. It's the kickoff. We'll go here. Not much time left in the first half, but Los Angeles will return the ball nonetheless. There's 12 seconds left on the clock. Is there anything they can even do here, Jacob?
No, I think they just need to get to the half and try and work it out. I mean, Sully Richardson just isn't in sync with the rest of his receivers at the moment. Logan Jack has been okay, but hasn't really shown much of his athleticism that we know he's got. But really, the the most important thing is just working out how Sully Richardson can get back in touch with these receivers that he's got.
So we'll see what they can even muster. 12 seconds to go. They do have all of their timeouts. Here's the handoff to Logan Jack. Logan Jack gets tackled down the middle. They will not use up their timeout. That's it. That will be the end of the first half. Boy, what a game this has been. But what a game it has been for only one team so far in the afternoon. Las Vegas up in this game, 24-0. A dominating first half for Las Vegas. As we shall take a look at some of the stats from the first half, potentially. Some of the highlights. Look at this. Richardson, 3 of 13. And boy, Jacob, talk to me about how this LA offense has just not panned out so far this afternoon.
Well, that's kind of the story of the game. And to my point earlier, he's just not in sync with the rest of his offense. You saw the difference there. Price with the same amount of attempts, but 10 completions versus 3. He had 7 extra passes, including 2 touchdowns. And to me, I mean, it's obviously Kimbrell's your player at the half. I mean, there's no shocks about that. But also, just a general shout out to the receivers that Vegas have got. I mean, Price has spread the ball around really well. Morrison's obviously had the spotlight, but Blades, Kirby, and Britton have all had a role to play early in this game. And we'll see if LA are able to kind of come back out and as we check in with these injuries, I believe. There we go. Andre Tucker, the rookie with a torn ACL. That won't last the week in this league, but in any other situation, that would be disastrous. It's his first game with the club. Jack Flash, I'm assuming that's a possible return. Yes. So there you go. Interesting analysis there. Jack Flash may or may not be back. Andre Tucker, the rookie, his night's over as we return to the second half.
And that's 2 players for LA that might come back, and that might come back might be something for them, a silver lining for the second half. We'll see what changed in the halftime. What did their coach talk them up to do? They are down 0-24. Can they make the comeback? Ladies and gentlemen, hang on to your seats because we will find out. We won't find out any sooner because Las Vegas offense first will be back on the field. They will start in their 34-yard line. And that is probably only the second time. Sorry, that is the first time they've received a kickoff this game.
Yeah, you're right. And unfortunately for LA, they're just they have to start the half giving the ball back to Vegas, who are just brimming with confidence. And you kind of feel like they're running Kimbrell into the ground, but I think they know that their passing offense is good enough to kind of bail them out, and they could afford to sort of go easy on him in his second half. We'll see if they change it.
Yeah, we shall see indeed, as Price was under center. Price will hand it off. Kimbrell did not see the defender get on his back. Once again, Garrett Hudson on Kimbrell's number, the past, the second half, the second quarter, and now the beginning of this quarter, Hudson just on top of Kimbrell. So 2nd and 10. Very similar formation, but flipped. The I formation. Now, one of the receivers motioning to the right. Defense reacting to that, showing man-to-man. So here comes Price looking to pass. Price, was he hit? Maybe so, but he makes the completion anyways. And look at this. Now it's Mason Kirby getting another call, and he answers the call.
Kirby again just kind of dominating that outside area, and again the corner gets beaten in simple coverage. This defense has just kind of folded a little bit tonight, and Eric Price is just capitalized.
And you can see the numbers there favoring the right side of the field. 128 yards of Price was to the right. And look, another guy who's got over 100 yards, Kimbrel, will pick up 3 yards for his team. So 2nd and 7 now.
I just wanted to take a moment and before this play kick off to appreciate the stadium here in Vegas. Obviously, one of the benefits we've got with this game is the ability to change textures, and it just looks beautiful.
It sure does. Kimbrel, though, Kimbrel's game has started looking not that beautiful as the defense getting to him back-to-back plays where they got, well, not back-to-back, but 2 plays in this drive where LA's defense got and found Kimbrel's number. So now 3rd and 10, 3rd and long. Not a lot of times, not too often this game, Las Vegas was in 3rd and long, but they have answered the call quite a few times. As Price will look to pass. Price pass and throws down the middle. That's a catch. That's a completion. And the LA fans' hearts are disheartened as Las Vegas stays on the field.
Again, that's a new receiver checking in for Vegas, I believe. Prince Wonder checking in for the first time today. His 2nd season with the Fury, and they keep pushing it. Look at that completion rate, 12 from 15. That is, it's really the story of the game, isn't it?
Absolutely. Completion rate, much more of an improvement compared to season 20. And here's a handoff to Kimbrel. Kimbrel jumps over one defender and met the helmet of another as he brought down after a 1-yard gain.
And not just the improvement on season 20, but also just in contrast to what the Lycans have put up on their own end with, in terms of their pass completion. It just hasn't been anywhere near good enough to compete with the way Vegas are playing.
Absolutely, and this is the team who could not make the playoffs barely, as they, with their records in any previous season, they could have possibly made the playoffs, but did not make it last season. And they did make the playoffs last season, just bowed out after the first round. They're looking to go back there, and what a way to go back there by starting this season off up 24-0. It is 3rd and 4. Can they convert this? The handoff will be to Kimbrel. He will look to convert the first down. Spins around, tries to find the route. He does. He converts. He keeps running. Is he being chased down? He is. He gets to the touchdown. Oh my! What? I lost my words. I think I just de-aged by 20 years. I don't know what to say about that, Jacob.
You know, Mark, I was about to sort of sit here and sort of talk about whether or not we thought he was going to start to feel a bit of fatigue, but at time, I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, seriously, he's a real talent, Harbour Kimbrel. I mean, this is a player that we kind of may have overlooked in terms of early preseason analysis of each team, and you would have thought that Vegas may have come out and looked more like a pass-heavy unit, but tonight this is a stunning performance by Harbour Kimbrel, and LA now down by 30 plus. I think they're stunned in their own right about how quality Vegas have been across the course of this evening. I mean, they haven't even touched the ball in the half yet, and the scoreline is not exactly flattering.
No, it is not. And you mentioned about how we thought Las Vegas would be pass heavy. I mean, they excelled in the running, but they are still pretty good in the passing too. And that's the scary thing with this current iteration of Las Vegas. Their incredible run game carrying them forward, supplemented by a stellar passing game so far, at least. And yeah, you're right. That receiving core, by the way, 6 wide receivers, and then in addition to their tight end, so really pass heavy. And maybe that's the trap that Los Angeles came into this game, thinking that the plan was to try to stop the passing game, but they were just choked down by a run place. But now LA will look to answer. It is now more than a 3-score game, 31-0. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Richardson will look to pass to nobody as he was hit in the process of throwing, and instead the ball will fall to the ground. And you talked about not connecting with his receivers. A lot of that too, we gotta credit the defense just pouring on the pressure to allow these disconnections to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw that time his offensive line collapsed in on him with the defensive pressure, and just had to throw that one in hope. Richardson hasn't been given much room.
So Richardson will throw a short pass to the right. That is a good pass. I believe that is Logan Jack will get the pass. He gets up and he picks up 7 yards. For that, he will set up 3rd and 3. So solid run and catch, or catch and run from him.
I know he completed it, but at the moment everything just looks forced for LA, and that time again Richardson just sort of struggled to get one out, and see what happens here.
He will try to throw deep, and again another deep pass down the middle. That is a very stark contrast, Jacob, because those deep passes, they keep trying to go for it, almost as if it's the only thing they got in the playbook, and it just doesn't give them anything.
And again, Mike Jones, right place, right time defensively to come in and just bat that away out of the hands of the receiver, and it's just another soft turnover by LA.
That will also, in effect, allow Las Vegas to start once again in their 34-yard line. Solid starts by Las Vegas all afternoon. So it's 31-0. How much more beating can they pour on the very beaten up LA defense? We shall see with 5 minutes 50 seconds left. I mean, I'm surprised they still have their starters out on the field. I mean, you still got to play the game, even though it's a beating. Never underestimate your opponent as this play in their 34-yard line. Here comes the motion offense. Defense will follow suit. 4 seconds left in the play clock. 3. Really took their time to the toss to Kimbrell. Kimbrell destroys a human being on the field, and Kimbrell will be pushed out of bounds, and this man is a beast.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're going to take one of your starters out, it'll probably be him at some point, just to make sure that he doesn't get any kind of fatigue injuries. We saw in the preseason that sometimes that can be a real risk, already eclipsing 30 carries on the afternoon. We're going to see a lot of that this season, where if a running back's on, he's on, and he's going to get a lot of touches.
And boy, is he on. He's on fire. This 42-degree centigrade heat, that's 108 Fahrenheit for everyone else. Heat just heating him up even more. And there he's still back there in the I formation. He will get the handoff, and he just brings 6 people down with him. I mean, that's an incredible, showing from him. 6-yard gain. Time of possession has been incredible for Las Vegas. Jacob, what is this monstrosity we're seeing?
I don't know, man. Maybe his fuel tank's just never ending. I'm not sure. They're going to go to him again here.
They sure will, as this handoff once again goes to him in 3rd and short, and he just effortlessly goes over the first down marker. We saw 2 LA players go down earlier, and this guy gets hit almost every single play. He is up and running, and the funny thing is, the defenders are the ones looking worse for wear after every hit. 1st and 10 with 4 minutes 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Another handoff, and why not? Kimbrell will pick up another 6 yards. It's either 6 yards or a first down this drive.
You're right. I mean, he makes it happen, and just seems to never run out of puff. I mean, that's another run. But to be fair, the run blocking has been really good by this front line for the Vegas offense. I mean, it's been hard to fault.
And again, another first down off of 2nd and short, 2nd and 4. He gets another first down. Kimbrell just playing. Sorry, was that actually Kimbrell on the carrier?
Yeah, that was the backup. I wonder if. And now he's back out now. There you go. So they're just out for one play.
He took a little sit for about 10 seconds, and now he's back there. That's all he needed. Kimbrell gets the toss, and Kimbrell, another play to the right where he breaks the tackle. How many times are we going to see him get wrapped up on the shoulders? He just wipes that wrap up off of himself, says, no, thank you. I will take 10 yards, please.
Yeah, he took a sit and just said, give me some of these electrolytes, please, and gets straight back out there. LA doesn't like the spot of the ball. I'm assuming that This at this point, we're just going to the booth for the sake of going to the booth. I mean, just
Yeah.
play the game.
Even that throw of the red cloth. I mean, that was a throw of frustration by the coach of LA, Jacob. I mean, if I'm down 0-31, I would be frustrated as any
No,
coach, and that
you
was
didn't get it.
he
It's
did not.
it'll get the challenge, but just what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Well, here comes the ref for the decision. We both think it's pretty much a not get it, and oh, okay, ruling is overturned. That's right. Not charge a timeout. So success, 2nd and inches, but it's. I mean, to your point, yeah. Why call it? It's 2nd and inches, and it is Hubba Kimbrel.
Yeah, and guess who they're going to go back to, Mark? I mean, it really.
So 2nd and inches. I think it's more worth noting that they're about the 18-yard line, and the previous touchdown of Hubba Kimbrel was about over 20 yards. He will get the ball perhaps here. Play clock goes down. Obviously gets the first down. Powers through for more yards, and oh, as the first tackle got broken, we thought we were going to see something amazing there, but still gets brought down. Still a solid run from him.
Solid run. I mean, he ran straight through 2 defenders. I mean, he looks like he's fresh. Like, look at that. He looks like he hasn't even drained any of his fatigue. I mean, he just keeps moving. This is impressive.
And they just call his number every play. There he is back again. I believe that is him. Only 2 wide receivers at the I formation. Defense calling out the motion of Las Vegas, following suit. I mean, this man-to-man formation will try to fend off. Oh man, Kimbrel destroys a human being, and there he goes. He finds himself in his home. He's gonna set his store in the end zone. Touchdown, Kimbrel.
What a performance by Hubba Kimbrel, and that caps it off there. And I was going to raise a point. I mean, what I find really interesting about this performance from Hubba Kimbrel is Vegas paid him about half of what the top-end running backs were worth in this league, and he's really showing that it's not necessarily about, you know, whether you've got that star player ability. He's just making it happen, whether he likes it or not. I mean, he's just such a strong carrier of the ball. It just makes the defense very, very tough to try and pull him down. That time they gave him way too much room after he made that first move, and LA fall even further behind.
Now it's a question, not a question if or of if LA can come back. Now a question becomes, can LA even put up points on the board? We shall see. 0-38. That is the LA returner will return it all the way to their 20-yard line. So incredible showing by Las Vegas. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, LA have been a real frustrating team over the last couple of seasons. I mean, when they first came into the league, I think they made the playoffs back-to-back in their first 2 seasons, and since then have had both 3-win seasons, and this is just the worst possible start.
Well, here's some flashes of performance similar to Kimbrel as Logan Jack breaks 1 tackle, spins out of the defender, and picks up 4 yards. And yeah, I agree. Frustrating, much more so today. But yeah, their past couple seasons, back-to-back below 500 performances, back-to-back seasons out of the playoffs. They were looking for this to be a fresh start, but it's a hard start instead. As Logan Jack will get the handoff and will push them to 3rd and 2. So a much more manageable 3rd down. And it's not a long 3rd down, so we don't want to see another long heave to try to force it. Two minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Down 38 points. LA is scoreless, but they're in the I formation. Perhaps a Logan Jack play. Defense does not respond. They will respond with 1 safety to the motion. Logan Jack will get the handoff. Logan Jack will get the first down. So that is one of the very few third down conversions that LA has had this evening.
Yeah, but it's all very, very forced. And, I mean, look, it's starting. It's happened in a couple of moments for Logan Jack, but really it just hasn't clicked tonight.
There was nothing clicking tonight. Richardson will look to pass in another good defensive play by the Las Vegas defensive crew. It didn't even look like the trajectory would have hit his receiver there, even if that wasn't deflected, Jacob.
And he got belted as well. I mean, it's tough. I mean, this Vegas defense has just dominated them completely tonight.
So 2nd and 10. Here we go, as Richardson, again, another deep pass, this time completed, and that's what Solly Richardson was waiting for all afternoon. A long completion down the middle, and this time he gets one.
Well, that's Chris Lee's first catch of the game. I mean, it's really... We're going to talk about it at the full-time interval, I'm assuming, but, you know, the real difference between these two sides is the difference in quarterback play between Price and Richardson. That's the first time he's found his #1 receiver.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10, 1 minute left in the third quarter. Richardson will once again step back and look to pass in another completion. A little bit down the field, and another completion to Chris Lee. So back-to-back completions to him after not being called almost all afternoon. So he's looking good now, thrown to 5 times. So now totaling 40 yards. So with another 1st and 10, they can now smell some points on the board. Richardson really taking his time. Oh, okay, so he does make the completion for an 8-yard gain, but boy, that looks sketchy behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was a difficult play, but I mean, the only thing I will say about the rest of the game is at least LA are going to try and find something that works and just, you know, scurry into the depths of their playbook and just try something with such a big deficit.
Here's something that they've tried in this drive is 3rd and short situations, give it to Logan Jack, and he delivers once again, picking up 1st down after almost being tackled for a 3rd down miss. And that will be the end of the third quarter, folks. It is 38-0. We will be back shortly after this.
Presentation for the transmission or this presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your 4s up, put your 12s up, your 86s, your 68s. It is the fourth quarter. It is week 1. Everyone in the convention having good time. Well, we know who's not having a good time, and that's the LA team so far, the LA offense more so. They are now in the best position they've ever been this game. Here's a swing pass to Logan Jack. Logan Jack will pick up about 3 yards before being tackled, and now it is 2nd and 7.
Yeah, but it's going to be a tough flight home for LA going back to the sunny coast, but you just want them to score. I mean, at the very least, just put some points on the board.
So where they are right now, potentially they can score with a field goal. It's about a 38, 39-yard field goal from where they are, but maybe a touchdown would be more preferred, as this handoff to Logan Jack yields nothing on the play. Another solid defense right down the middle.
I mean, they've just dominated them defensively completely today. And it seems that Logan Jack just hasn't quite been able to get the room that he would normally get.
That is true. Logan Jack had one of the most yards, about 4th last season, 2nd most in carries. And instead, Logan Jack a lot of carries this game still, but his yardage, the amount of yards get not that comparable. And now we will see a 36-yard field goal attempt. So after the fourth quarter or third quarter break, 0 yards of progress. This will be for points on the board, and points they will get. That is 3 points for LA. You know, it is a rough day for them, but they can rest in the fact that they did not start the season scoreless.
And to revisit my point earlier about Hubbard Kimbrell, and I mean, he's being paid almost half of what Logan Jack is getting paid, but you wouldn't know. I mean, you would honestly put down Hubbard Kimbrell as the $3 million player in this game, but no, it's Jack, and it's crazy, just the disparity between those two players alone, as well as the two quarterbacks and the receiving cores of both these teams. It's just been a complete lopsided game.
Yeah, absolutely. Cannot sugarcoat the fact that this game has been so one-sided as it is. You can just, you know, look in awe at how amazing this Las Vegas, what an amazing team they've put out on the field and they've put out for the season. So another handoff. Is that still Kimbrell on the field? It looks like it is still him. Still get the handoff for 2 yards, and solid defense by Tazzy Blackwell will only allow that 2 yards.
But it's also the scheme, Mark. I mean, we know John Bond is that guy when it comes to offense and teams that are capable of putting scores like this up. I mean, he's put Vegas teams out there that have scored 50 points in games, and
True.
I mean, this is a real, true John Bond Las Vegas offense.
Well, Kimbrell this time will be halted and, in fact, will lose a yard after that play. Greg Ward making the tackle, and yeah, I totally agree. The coaches behind the Las Vegas team, their dedication. I mean, they were successful back, in recent memory. They made the playoffs. They just fell short, and they're really, really hungering for more of that playoff stardom. And that is another great pass, 100 catch. This time, is this a new receiver taking the call? That looks like a backup receiver. Sorry, not a backup receiver.
Prince Wonder again, I think it is,
again.
in his second catch of the game, and that time again, Price just rolling out into the pocket, and he made that look very easy. And again, he's a back-end piece of this depth chart for Vegas, and he's making plays like that. I mean, they've got so much flexibility with this offense that they can play with.
Kimbrell will get another handoff. No gain on that play. The only receiver I believe we haven't called from Las Vegas is Alice Itera, as almost every other receiver has caught the ball. John Blaze has caught the ball. I'm not sure Ron from McDonough has, but that just, to your point, shows you the flexibility, spreading the ball around, and then to top it all off, Hubbard Kimbrell will push you forward to where the defense will have to overcommit on a run play and open things up for the pass play.
Yeah, and I just, the only thing I wonder is whether or not they'll bring out Switch Thumper just to get him some minutes here. I mean, obviously the game's well out of hand, and you've got plenty of time to give him a chance to run out as Kimbrell gets flattened. They'll punt it away, but yeah, I'm obviously with this game. It's not necessarily something you can do where you can automatically sub him in at this point in time. You have to kind of let the game do it for you, but I'm interested to see what they do across the course of the season, how they incorporate him into the offense, because tonight has obviously been all Eric Price. That's a really interesting point that I'm sure we'll look at as the season progresses with each team, but including Las Vegas.
Absolutely. And with a new game, a new simulation engine, all teams technically are started the season on the same foot. But coming into week one, it looks like, at least performance-wise, Las Vegas may have gotten off to a better start, coaching-wise and preparation-wise. So LA back on the field with 6 minutes left in the game. They're looking to cut down on this lead. They're down 35 points. Here comes the handoff to Logan Jack. Logan Jack trying to run and push his lineman, but will get tackled instead behind the line of scrimmage.
Defensive line again getting home for the Fury. That was Thunberg on that occasion, and they've been terrific in all facets defensively.
Here comes 2nd and 10, taking their time despite the time left on the clock, and Logan Jack breaking one tackle will be brought down finally, but not much yardage gain. It is 3rd and 6, and you know, I haven't seen Logan Jack be that much consistent enough to convert on 3rd and 6, which prompts me to believe this might be another long deep pass. Here we go. 5 minutes, 12 seconds. Sully Richardson will indeed look to throw deep, but this time that is caught. That is what Richardson is missing all afternoon. Alzy Pryor will connect and get that completion.
Well, it's something positive, and that's the second time he's found Pryor today, but you know, only just now hitting 100 passing yards. This is a really uncharacteristic performance by Sully Richardson. I mean, he's such a seasoned veteran. I think he will be incredibly frustrated with himself and his squad, the way that they played today.
Absolutely. As Richardson really took his time, step back, had to be forced to step back even more by this defense. And Stover blocks the ball, you know, pushes Richardson all the way back, and he is a menace. What is he, 6'6", 315? He has a huge frame on that field. 2nd and 10. They are at about 49 yards or 51 yards away from the end zone. Here comes the motion offense as they are in the offset eye. Richardson taking his time, has 10 seconds left in the play clock. Sully Richardson will hand off to Logan Jack. Logan Jack gets one nice block in the second level. They will now go to their no-huddle offense. They rush to their formation. Same formation. Handoff once again to Logan Jack. Oh, the block this time not as set in the middle, and that is only a 2-yard gain. It is now 4th and 4. I mean, they're desperate. They're going to go for this, right, Jacob?
Yeah, they will. I mean, it's you've got nothing to lose at this point. You may as well try and draw something up that you haven't tried yet, just to see what might work leading into next week.
Well, that was it was a completion. Okay, that looked well defended, but a receiver made the completion anyways. Richardson gets the first down for his team. Will have a deep step back, but throws short to the outside. That is only a 2-yard gain by Logan Jack, and that will stop the clock for them.
Yeah, it's his 12th completion of the game, Sully Richardson, but I think that flatters him just a bit. He only had 3 out of 13, I think, to half time, so that was kind of the story, and that was where the game got away from LA in that first half.
So, 3 receivers on the right. Richardson throwing towards the direction of those 3 receivers. So well defended by Las Vegas once again, as Anthony Uwayo has solid, coverage and got there on time to deflect a pass.
He's had a quiet day. We haven't mentioned him yet, and he was paid over $2 million as a corner. I think he's the most expensive corner in the league, and I mean, that may be a part of why Richardson has struggled so much today, is just the presence of these defensive backs.
And once again, look there, to your point, the defensive backs. This time it's number 21. Oh, not the defensive back, the linebacker looks swift, but contributing to the pass defense. Just jumping up, making plays, making reads, deflecting the ball, making it hard for Richardson to see any clear paths or throwing routes to his receivers. As on 4th and 8, Richardson will line up under center as Logan Jack is behind the line of scrimmage. The defense tried to shift forward, and that could have been a completion by Sully Richardson to Derek Zanig, was the rookie, but the rookie dropped the ball. That is a 4th down turnover, and the woes of LA continue. Las Vegas is back on the field.
Yeah, Merrick Itera just showing the rookie how it's done on the outside there, just bumping him enough that it forced the ball free. And Vegas have got the ball back, and we'll have another crack here at the Lycans. Hubba Kimbrell will eclipse 40 carries here on this drive.
So 1st and 10, Happy Kimbrell will get the first down. Hubba Kimbrell, another run where he just makes the defense look funny. You know, sure they tackle him, but he's like dragging them along with him on the way down.
Yeah, they haven't looked like shying away from him all evening. I mean, it's, you know, that's been their primary use so far for the offense, and leading into next week, that's probably going to be the same thing. I mean, they're not going to shy away from him the way that he's playing, and Price has just contributed where he's needed to.
Absolutely. Price is under center in the I formation. One wide receiver, but we all know this is a handoff. It is a handoff to Hubba Kimbrell. Hubba Kimbrell will pick up about 4 yards, maybe 3 yards. It is 3rd and 3, and Kimbrell, they will just keep handing the ball off to him till this game ends. I mean, any team on Las Vegas's schedule, every single team will need to watch out and game plan well, because Las Vegas has proven they are going to game plan well themselves. 3rd and 3. They are in already good field position, near the half midfield. Offset I. 5 seconds left in the play clock. Here comes the handoff, and of course Kimbrell gets it, and of course Kimbrell finds his way, routes around the defenders, squeezes a couple more yards out of that run.
And just again, the volume usage is just crazy. And another run where he kind of just went for about 10 odd yards untouched as we hit the 2-minute warning in a minute. But man, it's Vegas have just been all over him.
Absolutely, Las Vegas all over this game. This is the 2-minute warning, 2 minutes left. Las Vegas will look to put LA out of their misery. Here comes Kimbrell. He is still on the field. So we are waiting to see when the backups will be put on there. So for Kimbrell and company, I believe that is still Price out there. Yes. Kimbrell, another handoff. Kimbrell, one swim move, and will get 9 yards. And that will prompt LA to call their first timeout.
Check the record books. I'm not sure what the standing record is for most carries in a game, but I'm assuming that obviously in 2K8 the standard of the play was different, but I'm assuming that Kimbrell would be pushing that record at this point in time.
That is true. Kimbrell really getting the workload, and Kimbrell, look at that. There was only one defender left making that tackle, Jacob, and if that defender missed, that would have been the end zone right there.
Well, you're right. There would have been a third touchdown for Hubba Kimbrell as well, and would have capped off a pretty unstoppable night. But he stays out there, and they just keep giving him the ball, and he just keeps making it happen. He looks fresh.
So here comes the handoff. Kimbrell kind of slowed down in the beginning, but oh my goodness. He was tackled on his shoelaces, but he just sheds that, jumps over the defender, and will needed to have to be brought down by another one.
He must be getting somewhere in the region of the mid-40s, closer to 50. I mean, this is crazy how many times he's touched the ball. And, he might get the ball another 2 times before this game's out.
It looks like with this formation, it will be a toss to him. He will get pushed forward up to 3rd and 1, and he's doing everything. He is dragging defenders down, running to the edge, running down the middle, powering through and pushing defenders. Scary running back to try to face by any team.
He's just such a devastating ball runner, isn't he? And just powerful and strong, and everything you would kind of want out of a power back, but he has got the ability to bounce out to the edge, which we've seen. I mean, he is a little short in speed by comparison to the rest of the Rainbows, but you honestly wouldn't know. So it's a real interesting kind of conversation about how he's going to progress throughout the season.
Oh, Kimbrel jumps over defender to get the first down, and then picks up 5 more yards. So athletic as well. 1st and 10 inside the red zone, I believe, of LA.
But yeah, I mean, he could be anything if he gets his speed and agility up there, both sitting at 80 at the moment. So there's a lot of room for him to grow into as a pretty raw player. But man, I mean, he's just making it look easy. He's checked out here for this play. We're in victory formation.
So 25 seconds left in the clock. Victory formation indeed. We'll let this play clock run out. And that, without any timeouts left, we are looking at the final 15 seconds of this ball game. And what an incredible game. This game was capped off by incredible running for the most part from Kimbrel, incredible defense, and then Eric Price just sprinkling in a near perfect quarterback performance. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this game of week 1 of season 21 of the SFL. 38-3 as Las Vegas delivers a thumping to LA. We shall see some of the end game stats here. Jacob, talk to me about how much dominance. Look at the numbers. Look at those dominating numbers that Las Vegas has over LA.
286 rushing yards by himself. I mean, he almost tripled what Logan Jack was able to muster. The difference between the two quarterbacks, I think, is the best way of describing the disparity between these two sides. Eric Price was much better in connecting with his receivers. We see there he got to 50. You're kidding. Wow. 50 carries on the afternoon for Hubba Kimbrel. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it not near the yardage record. We have had players run over 300, but still 50 carries is incredible. You were talking about the quarterback comparison. The comparison of quarterback completions, Price doubled Richardson, 81% to 41% completion range. That is crazy. And we see here the tackles for losses. This is for look at that, 5 tackles for losses. Plenty of tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Incredible.
Garrett Hudson, a star in a beaten team today, but Vegas are going to walk out with an impressive week 1 win and a real standout victory, and they're going to walk into the rest of the season with a lot of confidence. This is a massive start for them. As for LA, I mean, it's just time to regroup, look at what worked today and what didn't, and readjust and just see if you can get Sully Richardson back in sync with his support cast.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for us. An incredible game by one team, not so much incredible by the other, will be the story of the night. Thank you for joining us. My name has been Mark Lopez. I'm joined by Jacob Clear and Cameron Irvine. Produced this show for you. Hope everyone had an awesome evening. Enjoy the rest of the convention, and good night.